Hi guys, welcome to my new video. We're going to have a look at PHPStorm, and we're going to have a look at some other PHP tools that we can use to help us develop software on our local machine. So to start off, I think we're going to have a look at the tools first. So we've got PHP Code Sniffer, we have PHP Mess Detector, and we're going to also have Laravel IDE helper. So there we go, Mess Detector and then Laravel IDE helper. So what Code Sniffer does, Code Sniffer makes sure or helps us stick to PHP conventions. If you guys don't know, that would be PSR2 if you guys want to have a look at it a bit more. It also supports other sort of PHP coding conventions, like the formatting of the code, what it's supposed to look like, but I think PSR2 is kind of the de facto standard these days. And we also got PHP Mess Detector, which just scans for things like possible bugs, suboptimal code, overcomplicated expressions, unused parameters, methods, and properties. So sort of if our code's a bit ugly, if we left things in there that shouldn't be in there anymore, or if we just did something in a weird and, well, honestly awful way. So, and then we also have this Laravel IDE helper, and this is to help us with some of the code completion, or to help PHPStorm with some of the code completion for a Laravel application. And you also see it's got here, you install it via Composer, you register it as a service provider, you then run these sort of commands, and what it would do is it would generate these files. Oh, there we go. That PHPStorm can use to help it to understand what's going on a bit better. So if we have a look at this one file quickly. Let's come on up to top. There we go. Okay, awesome. So we're app here. So we got app, we got artisan, we got auth, we got blade, we got broadcast. So if you look at these sort of things, these would be the facades in Laravel. So we've got all static, config has, cache. So these would be the facades. So this gives you code completion for the facades. Okay, so it's just okay. And this one is code completion for the Laravel app command for getting into the IOC framework. Okay, so for those guys that is interested in Laravel, I'm not going to go too much deeper into Laravel. There's a guy that already does it at a site called Laracasts. And he's got tons and tons and tons of tutorials on Laracasts about all kinds of different things to do with Laravel. So if you guys want to have a really in-depth understanding of Laravel, I absolutely recommend that you go to this place. He does videos a lot better than me. I think he's been doing it a lot longer than me as well. But anyway, I think this is a great place for Laravel sort of videos and tutorials. So I highly recommend you go do that if you want a deep understanding of Laravel. Anyway, so back to this again. So give you a little sort of a taste about what I'm going on about. If we go to, let's say, this one, and I want code completion for, so that meta file gives us code completion for things like this, so we get all of these lists in there. And that's what that does. So let's have a look at some of the other stuff, right? So this would be PHP Code Sniffer. You can see it there because of the PHP CS. So this is telling us that our opening brace should be on a new line. So that is the convention for PSR2, and if we do that, it's gone now. Let's see if we can find an example of, so let's see. So this one would be picked up by PHP Mess Detector. So you see it's PHP MD means Mess Detector, and it says that we are using we defined a parameter or variable, we defined a variable that we're not currently using, and it's picking up that and telling us maybe we just want to have a look at that and optimize our code a bit better. And that's those two tools, right? To set those things up, First thing we have to go is to framework languages under PHP. We see this mess detector here, and we defined it. Okay, maybe just one back, sorry guys. So how we got those ones for the PHP mess detector, the code sniffer in there, and the Laravel IDE helper, we included all three of them via Composer as a development requirement. We're not using them in production in any way, we're just using for the development. So we define them as development requirements. PHP Code Sniffer, IDE helper, and then also PHP mess detector. There we go, there it is. Okay, so let's have a bit of a further look in here. Where was? Okay, so we got a configuration local. On that one, you'll see our file is a Laravel app under the vendor, under bin, PHP mess detector, and that's where Composer put it for us. And it's a similar thing with PHP Code Sniffer. Now I wish this was a bit bigger so I can show you guys better, but same thing, Laravel app, vendor, bin, PHP Code Sniffer. Okay, let's have a look within the vendor. So you'll see under bin we got PHP Code Sniffer and we've got PHP mess detector. So as I showed you guys before, the IDE helper has to be created via a service provider, so that we define here. So what we're saying in this part is we're saying that if this is not a production system, then register this service provider as well. So this will not be available in a production system, but it will be available in our development system. And it creates these two files for us, which you've seen with the env, sorry, not the env file, and the gitignore file. I've also excluded them there because we don't want to commit them to source control. So let's see, and then lastly, PHPStorm also has a Laravel plugin, so we can say enable this product, and then we can also state the view. So we apply that, and then you see, then like this, Laravel also has, or PHPStorm has some additional code completion for us for Laravel. So one of the things what it can do in this instance, if we go to our roots, if we go to, let's say, our API ones, I think, or yeah, it's web, sorry. I think if we go to web, okay, sorry about that. Come on. I'll take away the function over here. So it'll give us code completion, for instance, for the methods and controllers that we have. So like I said, again, I'm not going to get too much in depth with Laravel. If you guys really want to find out more about it, and I suggest you do, as I think it's an amazing PHP framework, then have a look at that Laracast that I showed you before. And I think that's kind of like the development tools I'm going to go through for Laravel for getting started with stuff. Anyway, so thank you so much for joining me. I really hope to see you on the next video, and I hope you have an amazing day. Bye bye. Hi guys, sorry I'm back. I thought I would probably actually do an addendum to this video because I think I just glossed over IDE helper a little bit, and I think I should probably explain one or two things about it. So with IDE helper is that after we've registered this, there's these commands that we can run. So if we do an Alt F12 on Linux, we get a console down here, and if we paste that command in, it generates this _IDE helper file for us with code completion for the facades. So if you're running PHPStorm, there's an additional one that you can run as well, and that is down here as a meta one. So that is a code completion for that app command, so that generates a PHP meta one for us. One of the other things about this command as well is that, or this package, is just that it's got a config that you can install into Laravel. So if you run that, what would happen is that that would copy a config for that package into our config folder, which I've already done. So I'm going to cancel this command quickly, I'm not going to run it. And one of the things that enabled here is include fluent is true, because that gives me code completion on migrations over here. So if I didn't do the fluent, I wouldn't have this. So the idea is you have to enable the fluent first and then run these two commands, the IDE meter and the generate. And this then gives me code completion for like that, which I think is very, very useful. One of the other things that they also put on their GitHub sort of README page is that you can put these IDE generate and meta files in your post update CMD. So if you do like a composer update, then it regenerates these files for you. So if we do something like a composer update, okay. So great, it's finished running. As you can see, it's found some updates and updated them as well. Right, log file, there's all this sort of composer stuff. Some of the packages are discovered, but the part that we're interested in here at the bottom is you can see that it also wrote the IDE helper file and also wrote the PHPStorm file now after the composer update, which I think is pretty cool. So I'm really sorry about this at Addendum, and hopefully this time, again, let's try this again. I think, thank you so much for joining me. I really hope to see you on the next video, and cheers guys, bye bye.